Welcome back, it's Paul Maglev here with another game review, and today we are taking a look at a game called Collisions. There comes a time in life where we personally take it upon ourselves to stop an impending crisis on the horizon with the help of others, and the game Collisions does an adequate job articulating this sentiment. Collisions is an atmospheric physics game powered by the 2D engine, whose basic artistic themes and game mechanics have all been done before, but what makes the game unique is the underlying symbolic message, which is told in an unexpected, if not surprising way, through the change in pace of its story. The game consists of 20 levels where your main objective is to navigate a ball to the end of each level in order to bring it from the rural countrysides to the industrial hearth of human civilization for one reason and one reason only. The reason cannot be spoiled too soon into this review. That would ruin the experience of the game for yourself. I'll be nice though and give you a hint. Do you see that glimmering light in the morning sky? That is the only hint you will get. Our next look focuses on the game's mechanics. Players navigate the ball through each level using a motley of mechanical devices, ranging from pinball triggers to conveyors, hooks, claws, pinball plungers, clugs, pistons, rods, and trapdoors. Later levels include frozen geometric shapes which succumb to gravity and their immediate surroundings when clicked upon. These shapes are used to fill cavities whenever they are geometric, and frozen spheres are used to alter the trajectory of the main sphere that players try to move across a stage in each level. Each stage requires some degree of lateral thinking and incredible timing to solve. It is important to also note that each level has a bonus alternative exit, so consider thinking a little bit harder to find the secret exits, since it might unlock something in the game I did not find yet. If the level poses great difficulty for you, take heart, breathe in deeply, and try again. If that doesn't work, absorb the artistic atmosphere of the game. If that doesn't sound appealing to you, then that is your problem. The artistic style is fairly minimalistic, consisting of ambience colors in the background found in the sky from dawn until dusk. The minimalism is further extended to the immediate machine components players interact with in each level and the minimally detailed foreground decorations, which are merely silhouettes. The simplicity of these silhouettes is contrasted by the details in all of them for all the mechanical and living components of each stage. The only question left unanswered, though, is why players want to even move a ball across the land in the first place. The first obvious reason is for amusement, but the second reason might surprise or disappoint you. If you remember that bright light in the sky mentioned earlier, the first thought that comes to mind is that the object is a star in the sky. It turns out, though, that is no ordinary star like the sun. It is actually a falling star. As we progress through each level, the twinkling little harmless star in the sky grows a tail, and it becomes too clear that the star is in fact a meteor on a collision course with the Earth. Even the silhouettes of people begin to take notice of the lonely spectacle in the twilight sky. Apparently the meteor is large enough to repeat the same tragedy that killed the dinosaurs, or at least we can assume. This is where the player's job of moving the ball across the levels comes into play, since the farcical problem of Earth's impending mass extinction to a meteor warrants an equally dumb and farcical solution: a single missile that breaks up the meteor into small enough fragments that they burn up harmlessly into the atmosphere. Which is basically the plot of Michael Bay's film Armageddon, minus the oil drillers and the spaceship adventure. At first I thought the ball fired off was the first shot in a war, and the air raid sirens blared across the night sky to substantiate this. I had overlooked the conspicuous falling star previously, though, so my first assumption was proven wrong when the projectile fired off smashes into the meteor after the credit sequence, which is aptly complemented by Modest Mussorgsky's Pictures at an Exhibition, movement Roman numeral 14, The Great Gate of Kiev. Perhaps a biblical quote in the credit sequence sums up the premise of the game thusly: by saying that we need to seize our potential through action to accomplish our goals, and that only when we sacrifice or risk a part or all of our lives in the process do we leave a legacy that prospers. With the message of the game clearly displayed before us, it is important to glimpse back to the game's correct assertions and logical errors in presenting its message. Part of an art piece, or any form of entertainment for that matter, is to create a suspension of disbelief, to allow the art to be believable enough that it invokes some emotional reaction. What this game lacks in suspending disbelief, it makes up for in the elements of surprise with its plot twist as it generates the pace of the story through its ambient music and atmospheric artwork. The graphics are decent, but there is a clear, jagged disposition to the game's assets under its default resolution. As astonishing as the ending is upon encountering it for the first time, the idea of saving the world is still a premise so overused and stale that not even a person who was born yesterday would think it was original. The physics engine is fairly reliable, but the level of precision demanded of players is overwhelming. The most annoying part of the game is how long it takes the ball to return to the beginning position if the player messes up, and I can assure you making mistakes in this game is a certainty, not a probability. The challenge of the levels definitely pads up its playing time, but yields frustration over something that could have been finished hypothetically in 10 minutes if it weren't for such padding. The first important question to ask is why humanity would risk wasting so much time shipping a cannonball through the most convoluting and circuitous route to save the world. But as I checked, all forms of imminent danger do not sit and wait for their potential victims to strike back with a rebuttal or a counterattack. The most important thing to note, though, that defies all logic is why the animation for the cannon in the end of the game aims and shoots the cannonball off the screen in a direction that does not even face remotely to the trajectory of the meteor in one shot, but the cannonball still reaches the meteor in the next shot after the credits. Maybe they assumed we wouldn't remember which way it was firing. Is it me, or did the artist expect me to believe that this is a game that also is a representation of Newton's thought experiments postulating the possibility of making a projectile attain an orbit around the Earth, or any celestial body for that matter, by firing it off with enough force at the right altitude? The animations do not suggest that the cannon fired off at the right altitude, or arc for that matter, to accomplish that. And furthermore, nothing about the cannonball's trajectory suggests that it circumnavigated the globe even once before it plows into the meteor. What mattered most of all was the very crucial detail missing in the credits, at least for me, namely the citation of the biblical quote, which for the record was from John 12:24. I really want to love this game, but the more I look at it, the more flaws and plot holes I stumble across. Is this game worth the $4 that it is sold on Steam for? Sadly, no. Wait for it to go on sale if you desire to have it. Am I being too harsh, or is my criticism of this game well deserved? This is the first time I've reviewed a game. This is the first time I've reviewed a game without live commentary due to the difficulty level of a game. Write what you think in the comments below, and subscribe for more if the urge comes along.